Hello and welcome to Timeline.
Coming up on the first ever episode of Timeline, we have Ben's workout chat and an activity. Then it's over to Matthew with a walking series called Hit the Pathway.
Then it's over to Mayton with a short film called Keys. Then it'll be time to pass the spotlight over to Nina as she shares her top 10 photography tips. Whether you're an amateur enthusiast or a seasoned pro, Nina's insights will inspire and elevate your photography
Then
game.
we hand over the microphone to Millie for the latest developments, thrilling races and insights from the F1 circuit. Buckle up, racing fans, as Millie takes us through the twists and turns of the Formula One universe.
Then it's time for a takeover as we hand the reins over to Timeline to the Lincoln media team, and they have some fascinating content, but more about that later.
That sounds like a jam-packed show.
It sure is, Jack.
How are you, Matthew?
I'm very well, Jack. How are you?
How has today gone to you, I think?
I think it's gone all right. Yeah.
Now, you don't want to hear us just waffle on, so take it away, Ben.
Hey, I'm Ben, and I'm the sports correspondent for Timeline TV. And today I'm going over a few arm exercises you can do from the comfort of your own home. So today I'm going to be using these two dumbbells, which you can get from next to anywhere for cheap as well. I think Asda, Tesco, Lidl, Decathlon, anywhere like that sells them. Okay, so we're going to do standard bicep curls now, so like this. Keep the elbows tucked into your sides, and remember to keep them controlled. Don't let them go all over the place. If you're going all over the place, you're probably using too heavy or too light. Okay, so you're going to do 12 of these. Seven. 11, 12. You're going to do 3 sets of them. Okay? So you're going to do 3 sets of them, 3 sets of 12, and have about a 20-second gap between each set. Okay? So then the next exercise I'm going to do is called, it's like a hammer curl, but it's to the side. So it's changed a bit. I've made a few adjustments to it. So it's like this. You need to keep your shoulder like tucked into your side. And do that for 3 sets of 8. On each arm as well. 6, 7, 8. And then, so with them two exercises, they made it target the bicep one, which we did first, targets the front part of the bicep, which is like the long head. And with the side hammer curls, they both target the long head bicep and the tricep as well, with using that. That motion is like a tricep pull down, so as you can see on that. So they're the best two. We've got 2 more exercises to do now. So the next one we're going to do is a lateral raise. So we're going to do 3 sets of 8 of these. Okay. So with these you need to try and keep the arms as straight as you can, try not to bend them. It's probably not too good then once. Okay, that's 8. So you're going to do 2 or 3 sets of them, depending on how many reps you do. So I did 8, so I'm going to do 1 more set of them. And then that'll be a complete set. But that targets the top of your shoulder on each side, and then the side of your arms, and then it's in the name, but it's targets your lats, which is like that muscle. You can probably see that there. And then the last one we've got is today is we've got these are just called front raises and stuff. So basically you want to, it's basically the same as them. We're doing it to the front, so we're going to do 2 sets of 6 of these. Just target the front of your shoulders, which makes it give us that boulder look. So just like this. That's 1 set. And wait about 10 seconds. But this targets the front of your shoulders, so it makes it like a more round look. So when we wear a t-shirt, it would be like popping out and like shining a bit more, standing out a bit more. Okay, last 6. Five and 6. Okay, that was a little workout you can do at home. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to the Timeline TV webpage and YouTube channel and all them things. Back to the studio. Thank you. Now that's the right.
So now we're joined by Ben, the workout guru.
Welcome, Ben.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
So, you know, with your gym,
Yes.
why did you get into gym?
So I first started at the gym when I was about 16, so that was like 2 years ago, and then I only went with a few mates, but then they just dropped out, so I only really go with one now. And
What got you interested in doing the gym?
because I just like to get stronger, really, stronger and in better shape.
So, you know, when you say you like to get stronger,
Yes.
why is that?
Just for like to help my mental, help my it's just really good.
So we've
Just good mentally for me to get stronger.
So we've touched on a bit about mentally getting stronger, but what
Yes.
about, is the mentally and the physically thing the reason you're doing this?
Yeah, mainly for the physical aspects of it. So I always think it's better to have muscles than not.
Who do you look up to in the gym industry?
It's a good question. Probably like Eddie Hall or someone like that, like the strongman.
Do you have any workouts for people in wheelchairs?
Yeah, so if you're in a wheelchair, you could just really focus on upper body, because that's just basically any arm stuff that you can try if you want. Like if you go to the gym or have any stuff at home, you can just go like simple bicep curls, or like if you're at a gym, you can do lat pull downs, whereas the bar on the top and you go like that.
Do you have any tips for people that have not been to the gym before?
Yeah, so definitely if you're just starting off, I would start light. I would work at weights. Don't lift heavy straight away, because you'll just fail it terrible and could injure yourself. So definitely lift lighter weights before you try to go any heavier than you should.
Is there anything else that you would like to give to somebody that's only just starting the gym?
I think don't rush into it. So, like I said before, just use the lighter weights but more reps. So then you're not working the muscle as much but not putting strain on it, so you could cause injury.
So now it will be hit the pathway. Hello and welcome to Hit the Pathway. Today we're going to explore the fascinating Holodite Lane right here in Fernwood. But before we start our walk, let's talk about the historical gem that's just a stone throw away, RAF Boulderton. RAF Boulderton, just a short walk from here, played a significant role during World War II. It was an important base for the Royal Air Force, housing hundreds of planes and serving as a crucial hub for air operations. Today, it stands as a reminder of our history and the sacrifices made by those who served there. Now let's get our walk started. But first, why is it so important for our physical and mental health? Let's find out. Walking is a simple yet effective way to improve your physical health. It helps increase your cardiovascular fitness, strengthens muscles and maintain a healthy weight. And the best part is it's a low impact exercise suitable for people of all fitness levels. But it's not just about physical health. Walking also has a remarkable benefit for our mental well-being. It's a fantastic stress reliever, reduces anxiety and enhances our mood. Taking a walk in this serene place like Holodike Lane can be a great way to clear your mind and connect with nature. As we stroll through Holodike Lane, we are surrounded by nature's beauty. The lush greenery, chirping birds and the gentle breeze makes it a perfect place for a relaxing walk. Remember, walking isn't just about exercise, it's an opportunity to appreciate the world around us. Enjoy the little things along the way, like the colourful flowers and the sound of leaves crunching beneath your feet. And that's it for today's episode of Hit the Pathway. We've explored Holodike Lane, learned about the historic RAF Boulderton and discussed the importance of walking for our physical and mental health. So grab your walking shoes and get out there. Explore your local area and discover the pathways that can lead you to history, tranquility and well-being. Until next time, keep walking and keep exploring.
That was very interesting, Matthew. How did the filming process go?
It went very well, I think. The only sort of thing I would say is maybe make the script slightly better on it next time.
Which locations did you go and see?
This time we went to see Holodike Lane, but it's not the location I originally sort of wanted to do.
What was the location that you originally wanted to do?
I was going to sort of originally do like the Farndon location near the river, but it was just raining that much that it was just like out of the question for this one.
Did you enjoy filming it?
Yeah, I'd say I enjoyed it, because there was quite a lot of wildlife down there and stuff.
What were your thoughts on the whole of the production?
It went quite well. The editing process went very well. It was quite quick actually.
Did your feet hurt after your walk?
A little bit, Jack. Do you fancy giving them a massage?
No, I'd rather not. Would you do anything differently?
Probably maybe the location slightly further afield next time, yeah.
Is there any wildlife that you saw?
There was a few things. So we saw a squirrel and a bird and that, but there weren't a lot this time.
Do you have any other locations that you want to see that's not just around Newark?
Maybe the Rufford Ford, that's quite a famous landmark now after all the YouTube videos on it.
Did it help your mental health?
I'd say walking definitely did help it, yeah.
Would you do anything like this again?
Yeah, so I'm planning to do another couple of episodes throughout the shows.
Would you like to bring anyone else with you on these shows?
Hopefully, yeah, we could hopefully bring another college student or someone along and chat to them a bit longer.
Would you do anything differently as your time in Hit the Pathway?
So what I'll do different is maybe try a different editing style or colour grade on it or something, or maybe a bit more voiceover on it.
Do you have any more locations for people in wheelchairs or people who can't walk properly?
I'd say the Sconce and Devon Park one would be accessible because they've got car park, cafe, that sort of thing.
Anyway, now we have a film premiere from our resident filmmaker May Tong. The film is called Keys and it's a continuous one-shot film.
So grab your popcorn and watch.
Hey, you dropped something. Excuse me?
Oi, fucking spaghetti brain moron. Yeah, that's right. Run away like the coward you are. You're messing with the wrong guy, pal.
What? Hey, you dropped these.
Oh, cheers for that. I didn't even realise I dropped them. Okay, thanks both.
Yeah, no problem. Bye.
My opinion on the Meitong short film called Keys was that the cinematography was done really well and it was really well executed and it was a really overall good watch and it was quite short, so it kept you interested for a short period of time so it didn't overstimulate your brain. What did you think, Matthew?
I quite like the cinematography, and especially like with the location and like how the trees are sort of turning colour. That made it look quite good.
Do you watch any short films, Matthew?
I don't know, Jack. Do you?
No, but would you ever like to watch them?
Probably in the future. Like I know what sort of them are. Yeah.
Would you ever do short films yourself?
I could probably give it a go, and we'll see how it goes. I suppose. Yeah.
So you know with Meitong's short film,
Yeah.
what else did you like about it?
I quite like the one shot like idea, how it's just like one thing and like it's not got cuts anywhere.
It was a really good idea to have it as a one continuous shot because everything happened at the same time and it was just really over fun and you knew what to expect. But I would also like to dabble in the short film industry. Would you?
Yeah, I'd like to give it a go.
Is there anything that caught your eye or made you think, oh yeah, I really like that?
Probably I'd say just the location, because it's quite a nice location, like a park sort of setting.
Do you think there was anything, so if you were in the short film industry and you did a short film, is there anything that you would put in there straight away or would you take out?
Not too sure actually. What would you sort of do?
I would definitely carry on with the continuous one shots because I think they're a great way to get what you need done.
Yeah.
And it like there was no breaks, so everything happened quite smoothly.
Yeah.
But also like, is there any short films that you watched? Is there any short films that you watch?
No.
Now it's over to Nina with her 10 top tips for photography. Let's hope we all become better photographers.
Take it away, Nina.
Don't overthink it and just like trust your gut, because like if you don't trust your gut then you're gonna like be overthinking and stressing out.
My tips to become a great photographer is to create a good story. I mean that to like make the picture into a story so that some people understand it but some people don't, and like it creates like fantasy. My tip 2 to become a good photographer is to compare and compare again. I mean that when you look at your pictures, look at the other one to see if it's bright standards. My tip 3 is to take more photos than you need, because you need more options and you need to look at the pictures to see what ones are better. Okay, so tip 4 for being a better photographer. More practice makes more confidence. So basically, it makes you more confident because you know the buttons on the camera and you know what you're doing. Tip 5 is for thirds. It's when the subject is centered in the middle and it makes sense. And the picture
Is proportional.
Tip 6 is take your time with your shot. That means when you're doing pictures, don't rush and achieve to be a perfectionist and make sure it's perfect. So then, tip 7, change your angles. By changing your angles, it changes your perspective and changes your aspects of your photo. Tip 8, use simple backgrounds, not crazy backgrounds, because it doesn't make it look horrendous. Tip 9, choose the right ISO, and that means not to pick lights that are blinding your people. Experiment with shutter speed. That means checking the speed of the camera.
The shutter,
Of the shutter.
Which of the camera closes.
Which the camera closes.
There were some great tips in there. Which tips did you like, Matthew?
I like the one where Nina said take more photos than you actually really need to. Then you have it, make sure it's all focused and it doesn't have a blur on it. Which tip did you like?
I liked every single tip because I thought they were really imaginative and it would really help you. What do you think of photography as a whole?
I quite like it. I sort of try and take a few pictures of my car, nature, and that sort of thing. I bet you.
You said that you take pictures of your car and nature. Why do you do that?
It's just because I'm interested in them sort of things. What sort of things are you interested in?
I like taking pictures of my family and my friends because obviously they're memories for life. But is photography something that you would like to do in the future?
Probably, yeah. So then you sort of got the skill and then you can go into it as a job if you wanted to.
So you were on about the skill.
Yeah.
But what kind of skills do you already have with the camera?
So you make sure it's in shot and your rule of thirds, you want your sort of centre bit in the centre of it and not to one side where possible.
Have you took any pictures of anything else other than nature or cars?
I take a picture of my friends and family sometimes as well, yeah.
Do you like taking pictures? Is it something you're interested in?
Yeah, I'd say I'm interested, yeah.
Is it something that you would later like to enjoy, on a course maybe?
Probably maybe want to do a short course in the future in it to get better at it as well, yeah. How about you?
I really like photography because I like taking the time to zoom in on the pictures to make sure I have everything and everything's all proportional. But I also like being in the photo.
Yeah.
Because then you can kind of get a sense of a person's personality.
Yeah. With
being on the photo. But joining. So Matthew, do you have a favourite car?
Oh, I would say probably a Tesla Model S.
Is that what you have now?
No, it's not what I have now. I have a Honda Civic.
What car do you have now? Civic?
It's a Honda Civic Mark 9 in a blue sporty metallic colour.
Do you is that your forever car?
Probably not my forever one. I'll probably go to a Hyundai or something after.
Would you not like a fast? So talking now, we're going to look at fast cars. So Millie will join us for her insight into Formula 1.
Take it away, Millie.
Away we go! Furious action there. And they touch, and Perez is spun round!
In motorsport, there's nothing quite like Formula 1. If you've ever wondered why you should watch F1, let's take you on an exhilarating journey through the heart-pounding high-octane world of Formula 1. Formula 1 cars are the epitome of engineering excellence with hybrid power units, carbon fibre everything and cutting-edge aerodynamics. These machines are as much work of art as they are racing. Formula 1 is a global phenomenon. With races in iconic locations worldwide, it's a true international showdown where cultures, passions, rivalries converge. The fans are as diverse as the drivers. What really makes F1 special is the fierce competition. Every race is a battle of wit and skill. It's not just about who has the fastest car, it's about strategy, management and split-second decisions. And let's not forget, F1 is where legends are born. You're watching future Hall of Famers in the making. The stars of today are just once rookies who dared to dream big. Why should you watch Formula 1? Because it's a breathtaking combination of cutting-edge technology, high-speed action, global unity and fierce competition. It's a world where passion meets precision and every race writes a new chapter in the history of motorsport. F1, there's no fresh line or excitement. Join the millions of fans around the world and experience the thrill of F1. Buckle up, it's going to be one heck of a ride.
So, hi and welcome to Timeline, Millie.
So first off, Millie, what sparked your interest in Formula One?
I think just really the fast cars. I think the adrenaline of watching it, because some days you'll have really boring things, but a lot of the time it'll be really interesting.
So are you an adrenaline junkie?
Yeah.
Because you love the adrenaline?
Yeah. When I was younger, I used to go-kart until I got into a crash with it with my parents, so I just didn't go-kart really after that, but I find it in any other way I can.
What team do you follow along with the most?
Mainly McLaren and Ferrari. I don't know, I've always loved them since I was a kid. Ferrari especially, that was one that my family brought up when I was younger.
Do you follow another motorsports such as Formula 2?
Yeah, I do follow Formula 2. A lot of the time I do watch Formula 2 more than I watch Formula 1, just because it's more interesting in a way, because it's younger drivers that will be going into Formula 1, so it's just kind of cool to see them go up. And then you've got like Formula E as well that I love. So.
Have you ever been to a Formula 1
No, but I'm hoping to go to Silverstone next year with 2 of my friends, I think it is.
So for the people that don't know Silverstone at home, what is Silverstone?
Silverstone is the home of British Grand Prix racing, so it's where one of the Grand Prix is held, and it's just one of my favourite things.
Who is your favourite Formula 1 driver and why?
Controversial. I do love Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. It's very, very controversial, I know. Not many people like him, as in Lewis, but I also do have a fond spot for Max Verstappen, which is another thing that people don't really enjoy.
Is the atmosphere great?
Yeah.
Is it electric?
Yeah, my friend went to Silverstone this year, and she's been to the Las Vegas one that's just happened, and it's so. She sent me videos and the amount of atmosphere, especially if you go to Monza, which is home of Ferrari. It's one of the best places you can be. Same with Monaco. It's just home of Ferrari, and it's just one of my favourite races.
Do you sort of follow any NASCAR or anything like that?
No, not really. I'm not fond of NASCAR. I love IndyCar, but NASCAR, I haven't really followed it. I love Le Mans, if you've ever heard of that. Yeah. The Le Mans 24 hours, I really want to photography, do that one day.
What do you think about the current season of F1?
It's boring, but it's not boring at the same time. It's one of my favourite seasons, kind of, because you've got the new race, Las Vegas, that's just been added, and it's one of my favourite races so far.
So can you tell us a bit about Las Vegas, because obviously it's a new race?
So there was a Las Vegas race a couple of years back, and I know people that went to it. However, this is their first proper race. It's got a contract until 2030, I believe it is, and it's just amazing. It was very, very cold. There was a lot of issues with the race, because in the first practice Lando Norris hit a manhole. No, it wasn't Lando Norris, it was Carlos Sainz. Lando Norris crashed and got in hospital. Carlos Sainz hit a pothole, so it's a bit dangerous because it's a lot of straights, it's not many turny corners. So
what do you think about past drivers, but also what do you think about present drivers?
I love Michael Schumacher. I love him to pieces. I'm so sorry about what happened with the ski crash and everything. I also want Seb Vettel back. Sebastian Vettel, I love him, and the relationship between Seb and Michael, I miss seeing that on the grid. But then you've got Charles Leclerc and you've got Max Verstappen, who've kind of taken over, which I love.
How much do you win if you win a race, but also how much does it take to make a car?
So to make a car, they've got a budget, I believe, of about, this put me on the spot, I can't remember the budget, but they've got a massive budget, but they can't overpass that budget, and if they overpass the budget, then they're done for the season, they get fines on it. You don't win any money for winning the races, but it does cost a lot of money to be able to enter the races, because you need to have a supercar licence. So
it's 100 million, I believe. But also, obviously for the viewers at home that don't follow F1, could you tell us why we should follow F1?
It's just exhilarating, it's just fun to watch. A lot of people think it's really boring, because obviously they just drive in circles, but to a lot of people they do love it. My family especially, me and my dad have always watched it growing up. Same with me and my uncle, we've always watched it, and it's just thrilling to watch, the noise, especially when you hear the cars. in like the drivers will interact with the fans, which is something you don't see often in sports. You see it occasionally with football and rugby, however, not other sports, you don't really get that.
How popular is the F1 around the country and around the globe? Like,
it's quite popular. It's more popular than people believe. Like, you wouldn't think, a lot of people will say girls only follow it, like girls make up a massive part of it, and they say they only follow it for the drivers, but a lot of us will do it because we just love watching it, and it's the same like around the globe. You've got, it's majority of female viewers, and you've got the odd man that watches it, if that makes sense. So it is quite popular.
So now we're going to a quick ad break, but join us after the break.
breaking news just in. A King of Lincoln, our reporter Paul Lee has a story.
Our next story. A man gets off at the wrong stop, accidentally finding himself in Lincoln's railway station, and names himself King of Lincoln. Taking up residence in the Lincoln Cathedral, he plans to enforce new local laws on the city and feels the people of the city also deserve to suffer. The government has not yet made a statement on the king, which has led many to believe that this may just be Lincoln's future. On the scene is Paul Lee with an exclusive interview. Take a look at this.
So, what makes you believe that you are the ruler of a city that has been governed by the council for years? And are you aware that the British Isles are currently already ruled by a monarch, King Charles?
Oh yes, I truly am. But I'm better than them. I'm the supreme government. I'm better than all of them, you see. You should address me as my liege from now on. Do not disrespect me and my name.
All right, my liege. I assume you're wanting to take up residence in the cathedral church, is that correct?
Yes, indeed I am. You mean my castle on top of that hill? Yes. Well, I'll need to get some labourers to make a ski lift for me, so their amazing king can get up to the top with ease. Oh, yes.
Well then, are you aware of footage that we may have of you interacting with the people of Lincoln? I'm sure this would be a good opportunity for you to defend yourself against any negative press that might ensue.
What footage are you talking about? I'm flawless, I'm perfection. Whatever could you possibly be talking about? That video is clearly misinformation. Do you not understand? How can people not tell facts from fiction? I'm the King of Lincoln. Do you not understand me? I would never do such a thing. I'm so nice. Everybody loves me.
Do you have any plans or regimes that you intend to implement?
Oh, I would like to implement more steep hills and steepen the current hill because the people of Lincoln deserve to suffer because of how they treated me. I got off the wrong train stop and they didn't let me go. How dare they? They deserve to suffer for what they did to me. Do you understand what that does to a person? Get off the wrong train stop? Do you? Do you? Tell me.
So that was the nefarious King of Lincoln.
How dare you? How dare you talk about me like... Ow! Oh my God! No! Sorry! No!
This has been Paul Lee. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Paul. Well, you just saw what an utterly unprofessional and quite frankly rude king we have. It was almost like watching a child play dress-up, then throwing a tantrum when it didn't go his way. Anyway, here's what the public had to say about our new king.
Do you believe he has any plans to improve facilities for the general public?
No. From what it sounds like, he wants us to suffer, and for that reason, yeah, I don't think there's anything good about him at all.
If you could change one thing about the city, what would you say?
Well, definitely steep hill. I'd probably add an escalator to it.
And do you believe that the King of Lincoln will implement these changes?
Maybe, I mean, I don't know. If he does, there's one thing for sure, it's definitely only going to be for the rich people.
Have you heard of someone who claims to be the new King of Lincoln?
Yeah, I've heard of him. He's, making an impression among the city, isn't he? But I don't think it'll come into fruition, to be honest, because he's highly unprofessional and implementing a lot of things that no one agrees with, so...
What do you think of some of the plans that he has to change the city?
Well, I've heard he's thinking of steepening Steep Hill even more, and also implementing more steep hills, which would be an incredible amount of money to implement, and would waste a lot of money that could go into more important things while making the people suffer. So, which I think is a terrible idea.
Thanks again to Paul Lee for conducting those interviews. Now to Ahmed Amsik and Faye Linroth for the weather.
Thank you for that, Paul. What I think about the King of Lincoln is it was very weird, but it was very fun and very wacky at the same time. Like, it made me laugh in a lot of places. What about you, Matthew?
It probably the same. It made me laugh, and obviously you would not want a king of Lincoln.
Why did it make you laugh?
Well, he got off at the wrong train station, and he just said, "Oh, I'm the King of Lincoln." It's like, why?
Did you think it worked well as a gimmick?
It worked quite well as a comedy sort of sketch, yeah.
I think it worked very well as a comedy sketch because people got what they were trying to get to. Do you reckon you would do comedy?
I would probably maybe have a go in one of the next episodes or something, maybe, yeah.
Would you incorporate it into your Hit the Pathway or Hit the Busway?
Possibly, if you got you could make up a mythical creature in one of the walks or something.
Do you not think, Matthew, we should have you dressed as the king, and then we can all make a joke out of it and have a bit of fun with you?
We could do, yeah.
Do you reckon that would be an idea?
Possibly, yeah. You wait and see, I suppose.
What was your favourite bit about the king?
Probably when he was taking the drink from the member in the public and that. That was quite a good moment. How about you?
My favourite moment was when he was just talking, and then you had to hold on to him his crown because it was gonna go, and it was symbolising that it was gonna go. But what was your favourite bit?
Probably the public's reaction, when they interviewed a couple of the members of public there about the king.
The public's reaction added to the comedy side of it?
Probably, yeah, because they probably didn't want a King of Lincoln or thing, yeah.
Do you think that if there was a King of Lincoln, do you think it would act like that?
Well, you would hope not, but never say never, I suppose.
Did you find it very strange when we found out that's what we were presenting?
A little bit, yeah. How about you?
I thought it was a very good idea because it's very versatile. We don't have many funny things in the TV show.
Yeah.
So it was quite nice to have it chill and have a bit of a fun time with it. But yeah, it was really good. What do you think, what's been your favourite part of the rest of the show?
I'd say Nina's top tips will definitely help a lot of people with their photography skills.
Did you think you learned a lot from them tips?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah. And yeah.
What other things have you really enjoyed?
Quite like my Hit the Pathway thing, yeah.
Speaking of your Hit the Pathway, is there anything that you would change, or will you do?
Probably just change the location, probably.
What do you think about the other aspects that we've shown you? Because obviously it's very versatile.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a good idea?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
How much do we hate the steep hill in Lincoln, Matthew?
Oh, we hate it, Jack.
Oh yeah, it's not very good for
it's so steep to get up, yeah.
It's not very good for the elderly, and it's not very good for people.
Yeah.
Do you think they should get rid of it?
Well, maybe.
Well, do you reckon they should flatten it?
Well, they should be able to flatten it, but it'd be quite hard, I suppose.
Even if it's a historic landmark, do you think they should get rid of it?
Probably not, no. Because it's got the beautiful cathedral, the castle, all the local shops and that on it, so...
Do you think if you had the power, you'd get rid of it?
Maybe just like put like some sort of like aid up it or something to help people get up, or like a bus or something. That would probably help.
Do you think that it's right to get rid of all like the history from the hill?
No, because it's like built up over like generations, and that like people's businesses are on it and stuff.
Would you like to go and see the hill and see if it's as steep as what people say?
Yeah, so we could probably visit.
So now let's find out. Let's find out. We now have the story of the steep hill.
I'm here today in central Lincoln at the famous Steep Hill, where the council has forwarded a number of new proposals to flatten and improve the accessibility of the aforementioned local landmark. Today I'm joined by Ivan Ivanov, our engineering expert.
One of our proposed ideas follows the 1998 City of Lincoln plan. This includes a funicular railway connecting both the uphill and downhill sections of the city. Over the years, this has gained more and more traction among both the council and the general population. However, the plan to completely flatten out Steep Hill is still a contender. This is a computer simulation of what that could look like.
Thanks for explaining that, Ivan. Now we're going to see what the public thinks of the proposed plan for the flattening of Steep Hill, as some people are calling it. Over to you, John.
Hello. What are your thoughts on Steep Hill?
I think it's very visibly appealing. However, going up it as someone that's elderly, like obviously our generation's fine, but if you're elderly, they may struggle to go up it because it's so steep. And so, because there's so many elderly people that walk up and down Steep Hill and around the Belgate downtown, it may become an issue for people like that.
What do you think of Steep Hill so far?
Oh, why? Just honestly, too steep. They need to make it either less, or sort some way around it. It's a hassle in my life.
I see.
I constantly am just at home thinking about Steep Hill. Just, oh my god.
Now, what are your thoughts on a funicular railway up Steep Hill? Do you know what a funicular railway?
No, I don't.
It's essentially a tram.
I think any adjustments to make it better would be welcomed by the entirety of Lincoln.
And finally, do you agree with the council proposing that we flatten Steep Hill entirely? Flatten it?
Yeah, 100%. It serves no purpose. It's just a historical monument now.
I think that's a terrible idea, because when you look at it from afar, downtown, anywhere, you see the cathedral because it's at the top of Steep Hill. It's a big, tourism thing for the city. If you flatten Steep Hill, you wouldn't see it as much. It wouldn't be as significant, so it's not worth doing it all. It's also far too expensive, rather than a railway that would go up. I think it's a terrible idea.
I do actually have I have questions about this. How are they proposing to crush the hill?
Well, they haven't quite specified, but I'm assuming they'll just bring together machines, bulldozers, and destroy the historical remains.
Good. I mean, I am a fan of destroying history. I am well known for saying, on camera, down the lens, I think we should get rid of all history.
Are you hearing this, people?
History? No more. History is not needed. What's the point? To remember things? Too much energy.
You heard it here first, folks. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So there you have it, an ancient city with an ancient problem. Only time will tell what will happen in the future, but it's clear the people of Lincoln have their hearts set on flattening this historic landmark.
Thanks for that, Lincoln. I can't wait to see what they come up with next. My thoughts on that was it's like quite a not serious documentary sort of thing. What did you think, Jack?
I thought it was very funny and very gimmicky and very comedy, but it also made me laugh of how the people were like, no, get rid of it.
Yeah.
But it's always to do with history, but it was kind of like fun because it was going, oh no, get rid of it. What did you think?
Well, you wouldn't be able to get rid of a hill because obviously it's a hill, but it was quite a funny sketch on how they sort of played it, because it is one of the steepest hills.
Have you ever been up that hill before?
I've been part way up and then the rest in the car, yeah.
So it's really steep.
Yeah.
Then?
I mean, my car struggled.
Also, what do you think about when they said, oh, like for the elderly and that? Do you think that is a good reason?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah, because like you would struggle to get up.
Do you struggle to get up at Matthew? Like, do you need an aid?
I wouldn't say I need an aid yet, but maybe in the future.
Do you reckon the hill could change in the future?
Well, you never know. It could change, like from ground movement or something, I suppose. Yeah.
Do you think it should change? Like, do you think there should be a time to change?
Well, they might have to like change it for like help people up and make it.
Do you think that they should get aids for people like
Yeah.
they need to go up the hill?
Probably, yeah. They'd probably like run a bus service up to the top, because I remember like when filming my last like hit the path Fossway, like they had like a little bus that dropped people off at the top of the cathedral.
Do you think an elevator would work?
Possibly, because they do them outside, because I remember at Meadowhall there's an outside one, so they could work on that outside, yeah.
Do you think the council would give us a new elevator for the Lincoln Steep Hill?
Probably not, because of the budget and like the engineering sort of behind it, I suppose.
But surely if the council see a way, then I'm sure they would give you
They'd probably think about it and maybe get people to vote on it, yeah.
Maybe you could get like a tram or a train.
Yeah. Or maybe like one of the cable cars that goes up mountains or something. Yeah.
What did you think? What did you think was the best comedic thing?
Probably like when the guy said, "Get rid of history completely."
Now we're moving on to Timeline magazine. So with the Timeline magazine, there obviously is different articles like the film review, the special studies. Has any of your articles or film reviews gone in it?
So the one I've done this year for Television Centre will go in this issue, yeah. And like a Timeline TV advert will be going on like a double page, yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about your special study that went in it?
So my specialist study was sort of on Television Centre in London. I thought do that because it's similar to sort of what we're doing here, and like it's quite an iconic building where the BBC were, and that's where they make ITVs This Morning and Lorraine and from.
I think it's really good to see that the Timeline magazine is only run by like one person, because it's one person doing all the jobs, so I think that way it's good. But also I think it's good because we're able to put our own ideas into it.
Yeah.
And it's really like fun and it's a way to get in. We also have Eve, who is the editor and the main person that does it. But let's meet her. So first off, Eve, how are you? I'm good, thank you. Looking forward to start the interview. So the first question I'm going to ask is, what is it like? What is your role in the magazine?
So I'm the editor for Timeline. So any articles go through me, and I'll edit them, or assign somebody to edit them, and then I get the ultimate say in what's going to end up in there.
Do you like having the ultimate say of what's going in the articles?
I do, but it's a lot of, because there's a lot of articles going in, it's quite time consuming.
Are you a very picky editor?
Yes and no. In terms of swag and spelling and things, yeah, I do tend to catch them, but when it's coming to rewriting people's words, not so much. I prefer to keep it how they want it.
How did you end up with the magazine?
So, I've always liked English and editing, so when the opportunity came up in the course to do something that combined them both, I took it, and last year I did magazine twice, and this year I was able to do the main one.
Is it easier to combine them both in the magazine, or do you wish you'd just focus on one?
I mean, the two go quite hand in hand, so it's an okay job to do.
What's your favourite job to do in the magazine?
I do prefer editing to writing. Yeah, I prefer to read somebody else's work than write it myself.
Why do you prefer that?
I've always preferred reading to writing, so in studying English I've always been much preferred reading the books and novels, and writing it and editing is kind of that, just picking out what doesn't need to be in there.
How many articles will be in, how many like pages will be in the magazine?
There's about 50. That includes front cover, back cover, adverts, forwards, and like that.
What would you say to somebody who wants to start writing their own magazine?
Probably just go and do it. You don't know if you like it until you do it, and yeah.
What is your top tip for anyone that's starting to do a magazine?
I think research. Last year I went in without much research, and it didn't always go the way I wanted, but this time I knew what I was doing because of last year, and I did a lot more research, and I think it definitely helps.
What would you say to people who would give up after not making much research?
I think if they really wanted to do it, you just find what you're passionate about and it will come to you then.
Thanks for that interview, Eve. I can't wait for the next issue of Timeline magazine. That interview went very well, I thought, Jackie, especially in the library setting. How did you think it went?
Yeah, I think the library setting was a good touch because it was filmed with magazines and books.
Yeah.
So you get all your inspiration from the magazine and books. But I think it's also a good way for people to see that doesn't go to college or just come to college.
Yeah.
To know what we're all doing.
Yeah.
It was a massive benefit that we were able to do it in the library. But all the questions that we asked were questions like, how is it going? What jobs do you do? What do you want to do in the future?
Yeah.
What goes into the magazine? How is the editing coming along? And everything like that.
Yeah. Would you want to make a magazine of your own?
From looking at that interview, there is a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
So I think you would need a lot of time and a lot of effort, and a lot of...
Yeah.
You need the resources to be able to do it. And I think if you've got it, go for it if that's what you want to do. But then if you haven't got the resources, I think you should still go for it, but it would take a lot more time and a lot more effort. Is that something you would be interested in?
Probably. I'd give it a try, I suppose, and see where you sort of end up. Because worst case scenario, you just don't have to release it, I suppose.
Yeah. Would you ever try and do a magazine?
Probably, yeah, in the future, maybe for maybe put an article in one or something.
Do you like driving, Matthew?
Yeah, I love driving, Jack.
Does it give you freedom?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it one of the best things that you've ever tried to...
It's probably the best thing I did when I was 18, yeah.
What would you say to people learning to drive now?
Just sort of take your time with it and just sort of enjoy the process of learning. It's all right if you make mistakes because you're a learner at the end of the day.
Now we're going to learn about Matthew's 5 top tips to help you learn in a manual car. Do you know there is 35 million people driving in the United Kingdom?
I didn't know that, Jack.
Anyway, now we're going to take a look.
Hi, and welcome to Hit the Road Learning to Drive. Today, we're focusing on the top 5 tips to help you conquer the world of manual transmission. Buckle up and let's dive right in. Tip number 1. Get familiar with your vehicle, know where the clutch, brake and accelerator pedals are, and understand the layout of the gear stick as every car is different. Spend some time adjusting your seats, mirrors for optimal comfort and visibility. Tip 2. Practice, practice, practice clutch control. Find the biting point by slowly releasing the clutch pedal whilst pressing the gas. Mastering this delicate balance is essential for smooth starts and gear changes. Tip 3. Listen to your engine. The sound of the engine is your best friend when learning to drive a manual car. It will tell you when to shift gears, pay attention to the RPM, revolutions per minute, and shift gears when the engine sounds like it's working hard. Tip number 4. Diversify your practice. Take your learning experience beyond the parking lot. Practice on hills, different road types, and in traffic. Each scenario presents unique challenges that will enhance your driving skills. Tip number 5. Be patient and stay calm. Learning to drive a manual car is a journey, not a race, so don't be discouraged by stalls or jerky starts. Take a deep breath, stay calm, and enjoy the learning process. Remember, every great driver started where you are now. And there you have it, our top 5 tips for learning to drive a manual car. Keep practicing, stay focused, and soon you'll be shifting gears like a pro. Thanks for joining us on Hit the Road Learning to Drive. Until next time, drive safe and enjoy the open road.
Thanks for them tips, Matthew. Which tip would you say is the best tip that you were given?
Probably just take your time, be sort of slow and start from like the basics and then work yourself up to like doing like hill starts and that.
No, you obviously like your car.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Just because it like gives you freedom, you can go anywhere you sort of want, and listen to music and sing along and stuff, yeah.
What would you say to people that were trying to drive in a manual car at the minute?
Just take your time, like do the clutch sort of slowly so you don't like stall all the time, but it just takes a lot of practice. I mean, even I still stall sometimes now.
Is there any tips that you have for people that get a bit worked up while driving? Can you calm them down?
And maybe just like a bit of music on, like quiet, that'll sort of keep you calm.
And is there anything you would like to say to the viewers about driving?
Just have sort of fun with it, and like you can go out with your friends and stuff, yeah.
What would you say if a viewer came to you and said, "Oh, I failed my driving test"? What would be your advice?
Well, you'd sort of ask your instructor or your, like who took your test and see where you failed on, and then sort of work on them areas.
What is your favourite thing about driving a car?
Or just listening to the music and like singing along and having a good time.
Is it because you can go anywhere you want?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
What's been your best thing that's happened in the show?
Millie's F1 segment was really good.
Did you find that really entertaining?
Yeah, it was quite entertaining because she was like speaking about different motorsports and that. How about you?
And did you know a lot more?
Yeah, how about you?
For me, I think it's probably to do with neatness, because I like doing photography. Like I've got a camera at home, like I can take photos. But it was nice to have these tips, because I love taking photos.
Yeah.
But is there anything that you really enjoyed?
I'd say I enjoyed like Maton's short film with the cinematography as well.
Yeah, that was something different.
Yeah.
Do you think our viewers was expecting to have a short film?
Probably not, no.
Do you think it's something they would have enjoyed?
Hopefully, yeah, I'd say. I hope they enjoyed the whole show.
Is there anything that really shocked you about our show today?
Probably the King of Lincoln, because he was like not a proper king. He was just like a mock-up king.
Did you enjoy the comedic bits?
Yeah, I enjoyed that. It made me laugh a bit. How about you?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the comedic bits. It was like a breath of fresh air because it was something different.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have to have like the same things.
Yeah.
And I just think overall, all the things that we've had from the show today was very different on loads of scales. And it was very good to have that versatile thing. But yeah, my favourite thing has definitely been everything. I've really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed hosting. What about you?
Yeah. I've enjoyed like presenting, enjoyed like all the VTs. Yeah.
Do you think there is one VT that stood out to you?
I would say the short film.
Do you think...
so that is this episode coming to a close. I've been Matthew.
And I've been Jack. But you can stay up to date with us on our social media channels where we post regularly.
Until next time, thanks for watching.
Bye, see you soon.